That's what's more fun for me.
I spent most of my life as an actor.
Michelle Williams is a survivor. She emancipated herself from her parents and survived a lonely existence, sleeping on milk crates in her tiny apartment at age 16. She survived becoming tabloid fodder thanks to her relationship with Heath Ledger. She survived his death. And she survived the stalking of the paparazzi while trying to protect her daughter Matilda from the scrutiny of the world. Michelle Williams, in her 30-odd years, has lived a life full of success and heartbreak. At just age 9, after seeing her first live theatre performance, little Michelle announced to her parents that she wanted to spend the rest of her life on the stage. Already, she was different. Community theatre and auditions followed, with directors noticing Michelle's passion and focus and a wisdom beyond her years. Her first feature film role was Lassie. As a sign of the hardworking actress she would become, once she was being homeschooled, Michelle pushed herself to complete the 3-year curriculum in 8 months and earned her diploma by age 15. By 16, she had legally emancipated herself from her parents and had her own apartment in LA. Bits and pieces of TV and theatre work followed, and then Michelle landed the role of Jen in Dawson's Creek. Jen was a wild child beyond her years, and Michelle could relate, having grown up quickly herself. She brought a natural and refreshing acting style to her character, and the series soon became an overnight hit with teenagers all over the world. Not one to rest on her laurels of steady paychecks and primetime notoriety, Michelle spent every summer hiatus exploring new acting realms. She paid her horror dues in Halloween H2O and recognised the chops she was gaining by working in both TV and film.
It was a real kick to sort of get away from the melodrama of Dawson's Creek and just do something that's a flat-out, free-for-all, kick-ass horror movie.
Michelle's first real success as Sexy Jen in Dawson's Creek suggested a path that Michelle's career might follow, but it didn't, with the actress deliberately swerving in the opposite direction with all the more resolve. She monopolised the dumpy friend roles in films like Dick and Prozac Nation. She made her New York stage debut in a Soho Playhouse production of Killer Joe. The role required Michelle to, every night, take off all of her clothes. She was 18 and on a break from Dawson's Creek, and she had had 2 offers. 1, to make a lot of money in a film about cheerleaders with guns, or 2, Killer Joe. For a girl determined to prove what path she was on, it was an easy decision. Michelle Williams' relentless pursuit of diverse projects during her time on Dawson's Creek really paid off, earning her a respectable reputation with audiences who hadn't seen the teen drama but had witnessed her growing presence in independent film. In 2005, Michelle was catapulted into a whole new league of recognition and critical respect for her role in Ang Lee's Brokeback Mountain. According to Michelle, she was the first to audition for the role and tried to convince the director that landscapes are inherent to the character, and so therefore her Montana upbringing made her the right choice. Either way, Ang Lee chose wisely. Michelle played the broken-hearted young wife to Heath Ledger's Ines Del Mar. For her challenging portrayal, which hinged more on what was not spoken as opposed to what was, Michelle received Oscar, Golden Globe, BAFTA and Independent Spirit Award nominations.
Michelle, who's a character of Alma, it's just such a deeply tragic character of this woman who discovers that her husband's having a love affair with another man, and just the inner turmoil of this character, and Michelle's ability to create an explosion within and contain it and let it drip out of her eyes. And I think she just absolutely gave a standout performance in this film.
Art had imitated life for Heath and Michelle. They fell in love on set. Co-star and godparent to Matilda, Jake Gyllenhaal, remembers the couple making googly eyes at each other in rehearsal. Soon, Michelle was pregnant and gave birth to Matilda Rose Ledger, and the couple were engaged.
Do things get any better than this?
We ask ourselves that each day.
Yeah, actually, we talk about that a lot.
Given the speed with which these massive life changes happened, it's almost as if the couple knew they would not have much time together. Both valuing the craft of acting over the trappings of the Hollywood lifestyle, the pair set up home in Brooklyn and both slowed their careers somewhat to spend time together as a family. After appearing together in the Dylan biopic I'm Not There, the couple announced their separation, shocking the industry, and in 2008, tragedy struck when Michelle, who was filming in Sweden at the time, learnt that Heath had passed away of an accidental overdose in his apartment in Brooklyn. A devastated Michelle refers to the next couple of years as having a lot of holes, and she stopped everything to be with her daughter. It wasn't until Blue Valentine director Derek Shearfrance came calling with an offer too good to refuse that she went back to work. Blue Valentine is the back and forth montage of a relationship from its glossy beginning to toxic breakdown, and her co-star was Golden Boy Ryan Gosling. The film is confronting in every way and authentically tragic, and Michelle has gone on record to say that it took her about 2 years to get over the process of making the intense film with Ryan.
They all have like their specific challenges, but the filming the end of the movie particularly was agony on most days. But at the same time, it's also like this is the work I always wanted to make since I was a kid, so I just feel like a lucky girl.
Michelle was also thrilled with her director and the film's final cut, which again saw her nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress. Michelle left empty-handed, but it wouldn't be the last Academy Award she would attend as a nominee. Michelle kept working, taking a role in Meek's Cutoff, an independent western where life and death decisions are made at every turn and where the concepts of religion and humanity are subtly discussed. Michelle again surprised some by her choice in making this film, but her career is one thing that Michelle doesn't ever worry about. This is unheard of for most top Hollywood actresses.
It's the one thing in my life that I don't overthink. It just comes really naturally to me, the choices that I make. It's like, I don't know, I don't really labor over them. Like I kind of know instantly if it's the right thing for me to do or not. It's not like an arduous decision-making process at all. It somehow manages to, I don't know, it just feels like protected. Like everything else can be in shambles, but I feel like I know how to make it the right decision about work.
Then came Michelle's most famous role to date, playing Hollywood icon Marilyn Monroe in My Week with Marilyn. Michelle admits to being terrified that she had taken on such a recognisable character. However, her director Simon Curtis knew he had nothing to worry about once Michelle signed on.
I felt in very safe hands with her. I mean, it was a very scary thing for her to do, for all of us to do, but especially for her to take on the iconic role. But she is such a hard-working actress. She's such a talented actress. Watching that performance evolve on the set, on the monitor, in the rushes, was the most exciting experience of my career. It was a real privilege, to be honest, and I'm very grateful to Michelle for that.
What is so impressive about Williams' performance as Marilyn Monroe is everything that it is not. Every legendary aspect of Monroe's that you would expect is in there somewhere. The flirtatiousness, the desperation, the oozing sexuality, the chronic insecurity. But rather than being overtly played, they are hidden away where they should be, which makes us believe that Marilyn was an actual human being. So what was the hardest part?
Maybe the hardest part was just saying yes. Taking on that journey and taking on that responsibility. Every other character has just been in my head. Only I know when I'm getting her right or getting her wrong. People can have opinions, of course, but there was a responsibility and a known quantity with Marilyn Monroe that was new and terrifying and probably more challenging than anything else I've attempted.
And yep, that's a Golden Globe she is holding. Michelle won for her inspired performance, and on awards night, journos peppered her with questions. The core of most of Michelle's answers centred on her love for her daughter and her friends. When asked how Matilda inspires Michelle's performances, Michelle was beautifully grounded.
In every way. There's no part of my life that goes untouched by my daughter. I just hope to be the best mom that I can be.
Michelle was again nominated for an Academy Award for her stellar performance. Michelle went home empty-handed, but considering she's had 3 nominations in so many years, we believe that little gold man isn't far away from her grasp. Always thinking of her daughter, Michelle next took a role in Sam Raimi's Oz the Great and Powerful because she wanted to make a film Matilda could see. Michelle plays Glinda, the Good Witch of the East, and at present, because of all the wire work Michelle had to undertake to fly, Matilda Rose actually believes her mum can.
Gosh, the wires were fun. I really recommend flying. It kind of solves any worry or trouble that might be on your mind.
And Michelle adored working with the legendary Sam Raimi, who went to great lengths so that his actors had so much more than their imaginations to work with on set.
I didn't think that I would be able to see and touch the world as I was in a scene, but they went to great lengths and they built up, a lot of what you'll see in the movie are actual sets that they built. And so we were able to sort of move in these worlds. And so, your imagination is always a part of your work, but you didn't have to stretch it quite in the way that you thought that they would, because it was very important to Sam that his actors, I think, feel like they're at home. And that Glinda's castle is just as natural as my apartment.
Michelle, right now, seems at peace. She has been quietly dating How I Met Your Mother star Jason Segel, and the pair are regularly seen out and about with little Matilda, with Michelle even trusting Jason with Matilda's sitting duties when necessary. Michelle Williams has emerged as one of the great modest actresses of her generation. Her heart will sadly probably always be a little broken, allowing her to reach the great emotional depths of any brilliant actress, giving us a glimpse into her inner life, one movie at a time. Stay tuned to StarPix for all the movies you know and the actors you love. Broadcast in high definition with 5.1 surround sound where available. For more of the best in entertainment news, check out your Movie Network channels. Find or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and mnc.tv.